This video is for an Arctic air dehumidifier, but I believe what I'm going to find is wrong will apply to a lot of other dehumidifiers. I'm running my backup dehumidifier because this one has the compressor is stuck on all the time. And I thought that the fan was not running, and that it was the capacitor, and I changed that out. That's not the problem. I believe that there's a relay where the fan is stuck on all the time. Like I said, this one's an Arctic air, and on this one the screws are here and on the opposite side, and then in the back here, one down there, and on the opposite side a couple here, and then this right here pulls off after you take the two smaller screws out from the sides of it, and then you can get the shroud off if you haven't missed a screw. So yeah, I missed that screw and that screw. This cable, I already know, is going to be the one that is going to be the tight fit when you take this off. I'm going to use two hands and I'll be right back. Set that out of the way. You can leave that cable hooked up, but you risk breaking it. So right here's your electronic box for most of these. You press these two tabs in a little bit and this will pop off. Now what we have under here is, I know a few of these parts because I actually replaced the relay and that wasn't the problem. Here's the fan relay. And then these biggest wires right here are going to be your compressor relay. I believe that compressor relay is stuck together, so you need to replace that. I believe the only way to do it is to know how to solder and to do things like that. So there's 4 screws on the corner of the board here. I do have a soldering station, and I've done such work like that before, and that would be the indication that that was the issue. And it's got contacts on the back of it there that will match up, and they'll have to be melted, soldered out. Here's the relay and the part number. So what you want to do is you want to match up the specs on that one. The 20 amp, make sure the voltage is within spec, and go and look for a spare. What you're looking at is the contacts as outlined right here. This square indicates right here the open and close of those contacts, and that is the part of the relay that is sticking shut. So to get this out, you have to take a soldering gun or a hot work station and essentially soften up the solder on those points and then pull the relay out. Now this is where you can take some copper wiring and mop up that solder. Let me show you what I'm talking about this copper. You see it's got solder all in it now. It's picking it up. There's braided copper that you can get. Well, it wasn't pretty, but I got it out. And here's what you're looking at. The relay, supposed to be 4 prongs there. One of them broke off. That's fine. We'll fix that later. Inside the relay, it's a little bit mangled now. There'll be 2 contacts in there. Now these relays are made out of like got copper in them and other things to help them, conduct easily. And what you're looking at, I had to bust this one open, cut it open with a box. That is the contact point right there. Should be smooth as can be, and it's not. It's rough, very rough. So that contact point, and I busted it to get into it, hits this other contact point that's up in there. And if those 2 points stick together, I don't know if you can see that in there, but if those 2 points in there stick together like through a weld basically is what it's doing. You're going to have that runaway situation where your compressor stays on. Okay, I'm going to get you guys in here closer. I got this off. You want to clean this up the best that you can. These were the 4 areas in here that I cleaned up. Like I said, you can use the you can use some wire. All you need is some copper wire, and it looks like it's got solder on it because it does. And you just keep dragging it through there as you get your solder moist, melted. And then you really just want to run some tests and make sure that you didn't mess up anything on your board. You can run a continuity test. That little dot right there next to it is to test these things. So it's a testing dot. That's another one. There's one there too. They're on the same circuit. So it's not going to hurt anything if those two touch, but I kept mine from touching. I made sure there's a line between there. And that's how you do that. So Amazon's on the way with the new one, and we're about to put it in right here and next. And through the magic of Amazon, here's the new relays. I say relays because typical of Amazon, sometimes you can have to buy 2. Probably never even use the second one. For $9 you got 2. So we're going to see if this one matches up, and it sort of looks like it does. We'll know by looking at the pins. That pin, these two are closer together, and that's what we've got here. You can also look to see which side is the actual contact points, open and close, as you see the symbol there. And I guess a resistor, or actually the electromagnetic magnet or whatever is on the other side. And you can see that the open and close is at the top. Now those pins go right through there. Just for giggles, we got an exact relay is what we got. I don't even think that was in the listing, but I'll put the listing in below the one I bought. So that's an exact match. Just trying to hold those pins in place till I get 1 or 2 of these wires, 1 or 2 of these studs soldered up. Get number 2 on. There's tips and tricks to soldering, and I have not mastered them all. Make sure you get the part hot, and that's what I'm doing, is getting that stud hot. That actually looks pretty good. Let me show you how you can test that with your multimeter. Take your multimeter. I can put a link down below to the multimeter. This company did send me this multimeter. It's really good though. I did a review on it. So I'll put that up in the corner too if I remember. Put it on that symbol right there, whatever multimeter you have, and that is going to test for continuity. That means there's a closed loop, right? And so we want to see if there's a closed loop and test our solder connections now, because this is a test dot right here, as we said earlier, for this. So I got a beep there. This is a test dot for this one. I know that I had continuity between these 2 points. And this is a test dot for this one. So we know that we have that fully and firmly installed. But we'll still have some of that yellow on there, maybe because I'm using pipe flux. these two lugs went on here, spade connectors. Shouldn't matter which ones go on there because it's an on-off switch. There's one. And that makes two. Put back on. And to be honest with you, I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to look at the video to see out of the 3 spades there which ones these two go on. But the blue wire was in the foreground and then the white wire was behind it, and then I've got 3 spades here. Turn this a little bit. I've got 3 spades here, so one of them was empty, and to see which one was empty I got a flashlight and I looked to see which 2 were scratched. So that one was scratched and that one was scratched. That one was unused. So the blue wire goes on that side for mine. White wire goes over there. Start to get it reassembled. Those were zip tied earlier. There's the tape I put on the float switch so it wouldn't annoy the crap out of me. I'm glad I noticed that because I've got the cover that I'm putting on now. I'm put it more or less in place so I can make that's a good sign. It did not come on. Turn the switch at the top on. Decrease the humidity to where it will come on. See if the air blows warm, just to make sure I didn't mess anything up. I heard the compressor kick on. I don't know if you could hear that, but the fan's on. You can see that here. And the compressor's on. And the fan is blowing warm air. So we're going to go ahead and get the cover back on this because I think we can call this one fixed. Guess what? I've got a drop of water on me so I know it's working. Here's it blew it. Get the tape off carefully because you don't want to mess something up, bend that. That's saying that the bucket's empty, or that the bucket was not there. And that says that the bucket is. And we have it working. And I was able, even when the screen was off, to turn it off a couple of times. I'll show. The symptom was when you turned it off, the compressor would keep running. All right, well that was fun. We got the filter back in and everything. It's running, it's blowing warm air. I've got it hooked up to my drainage back here. That's why it's on the little stool right there, because it drains and it goes out the wall and into the back of my gutter. So we kept something else out of the landfill, fixed it for $4.50. Didn't have to go buy another one. And it'll live to fight on another day in the moisture for the basement. If you like saving money, if you like fixing things, or just learning some general techniques that can save you some money and help you around the house, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.